Hi there. I've had a friend ask how am I growing my tomatoes. In no way am I an expert. Please don't think I am. I grow my tomatoes in a greenhouse here in Brittany, where I am, in my garden here. Because as you can see in the morning, this is coming on for 10 o'clock in the morning here, July. My location here, because of the trees, the sun doesn't get to my garden until quite late in the day or midday. See, there's my rock gathering project. That's still in shade. The sun's just arrived there. My poor gunnerer is almost dead. It's been just doesn't like the heat and the sunshine. So my situation here is, as you can see, there's sunshine there, but there's not there, and basically it's because I've got so many trees. Oops, don't point straight at the sun. The sun's up there. So this greenhouse is in shade at the moment, as I say, 10 AM, and I've got a few tomatoes going there, and the better ones are in this is the glass greenhouse. So my tomatoes in here, I like cherry tomatoes myself, so I don't like the really big ones. So the cherry tomatoes are doing all right, and at the back there I've got strawberries in grow bags. The ground looks nice and wet because I put 4 buckets of water on here yesterday to soak in. But the ground under here is the same as the ground over there. In other words, there's just bedrock under there. I had to take literally a ton of rock out of that to put enough soil in to make a greenhouse. So basically it's just like a big pot. So the only water that can be held is in the soil that's in there, and then it's rock. So I have to regularly water it. Right, I researched on the internet how to grow tomatoes, and a lot of people are saying you need to trim once the plant is, a metre high or getting towards an adult. Trim off down the bottom the leaves. I've left some on there, so because they're just taking energy away from the plant, that can be going to produce fruit. So they're never going to produce fruit down there, so they're just sapping the plant and ripping them off my hand. I should do it with a knife, really. They're sapping energy from the plant, so it can't produce as much fruit. So, and plus, the other thing I get here in Brittany here is a thing called blight. It comes down with the rain. It's actually in the soil, and as the water evaporates, it takes it up into the air. Then it rains and drops the spores or whatever it is, the blight, onto the leaves, and it kills them, and it basically kills the plant. It also happens with potatoes around here as well. So that's the other reason I have them growing in a greenhouse, because it protects it from the rain. When I water it, the other reason, again, for taking the leaves off the bottom, is when I water it, the splashing, because I'm using rainwater, the splashing on the soil doesn't get to the leaves. Okay. The last 2 years I've had to cover, because of the climate's changed, I have to cover the glass. Some people, I think, use whitewash, some paint that can be washed off later to shade their greenhouses, but I've got these sheets, and I literally just drape them like curtains over to stop the sunlight getting in, because it's just, this year and last year, especially this year, the sun is just too aggressive. and halfway through the day the plants are wilting with the heat. The plants here aren't acclimatized to that kind of heat. These are the butternut squash. If I don't cover these up, this one's still damaged from yesterday, if I don't cover them up, these will all be wilting and dropping down in the heat. They're just not used to it up in this climate, up in this area. So yeah, I don't know, is it climate change or what? I mean, yeah, crazy. But yeah, with my tomatoes, that's what I do. I hope that helps. Basically, wherever you are, your area in the world, I recommend just researching your internet to find out how people grow them in your area, basically. Because it's all very, I think it's very area orientated where you are in the world. Also, in this area of France, Brittany, I'm guessing a lot more areas in France as well because of the heat and sun we're having at the moment this year. We have in English we call it a hosepipe ban. Basically, you're restricted to the amount of water you can use from the tap. And I don't use tap water in my garden because I have several reservoirs of water. I have one there, and I have the old swimming pool in the top garden, which I can take water from. But yeah, there's a water shortage here, so yeah, I take the water from the old swimming pool up there. So yeah, I don't use hosepipe. I don't use tap water to water the garden at all. It's all collected from the rain. There's what we call water butts there, container there, and another one there. So I only use rainwater. Right, okay, hope that was helpful. And I'll see you again.